Hi, I'm Reverend Cindy Layton, and I'm the pastor at Smithville First United Methodist Church. Welcome to worship today. As part of this video, you will hear the choir's special song for the morning, and you will hear me as I give the sermon. I hope that it blesses your heart. God bless. Generously to the church. And so today we're going to look at what your generosity, with your time, your talents, and giving have made possible as we have served the Lord throughout 2019. Now I know 2019 isn't over, and there'll be some things happening between now and the end of the year, but we're going to cover a lot of things. So this is so that I have people all the time saying, I don't know how we spend our money. I've heard that a lot lately. And it's like, well, we can tell you. If you just come and ask, we can tell you. But most of it is going towards all of the activities and the outreach and the ministry that is happening in this place. So all you have to do is look around you when stuff is happening here. And that's where most of the money is being used. And so we're going to talk about that today. How have we used the gifts, the financial gifts that you have given thus far in 2019? So hold on, because this is what it's all going to be about. This whole year, many of you have given of your time volunteering. That's another form of generosity, right? So you volunteer at the food pantry, the recycle center, the free clinic, the BAE, and here at the church, cooking on Wednesdays for our food and fellowship, teaching Sunday school, helping with youth group, doing yard work, being ushers, singing in the choir, playing the bells, volunteering in the office, and the list goes on and on and on. If I did not quite touch on what it is that you volunteered to do, please forgive me, but the list would last almost all day long. I love it when I know there's things that need to be done, and I walk in and it's done. It's like the elves show up during the night and it all gets done. It's amazing because so many of you know what it is that needs to happen, and you just get it done. And it makes life in the church so easy. But without you, mercy, a lot of stuff would not be happening. And then there have been many special events for children this year. We had a very clear focus on trying to get some young families, and our two young families are not here today. They've been coming regularly, but this whole space is kind of missing them today. But we've had those events for children. this past year. It began last December with the Parents' Day Out, where we had 13 children, about 6 or 7 volunteers that spent the day playing, watching a movie, doing arts and crafts, and most importantly, sharing the Christmas story, the real Christmas story with the children. We also, that same month, had our first very successful Advent workshop, and mostly adults attended that. And we made beautiful Advent wreaths and all that stuff, and we found out more about what Advent is supposed to be about. 13 children may not seem like a lot, but for those of us that were volunteering with them all day long, 13 was a great group. It was just the right amount, okay? In the spring, oh mercy, if you missed this, you missed something else. We had the humongous Easter extravaganza, if you remember that, where over 200, way over, we stopped counting at about 200, children and adults had fun playing games out there and bouncing in a bouncy house and eating grilled hot dogs and sausages and hearing the Easter story about Jesus. What we do here has to be different. They can go other places for Easter egg hunts. But whatever we do in this place has to be Jesus-centered. It has to be, that's in our Love Jesus, is the very first thing in our mission statement, thank you. I didn't have it written down, so I didn't. Anyway, that's our purpose. Because these children can do these things other places. But when they come here, in the midst of all the fun and all the activities, they are going to hear about Jesus. And after the after the Easter story, they had that humongous Easter egg hunt where we had almost 2,000 Easter eggs. There were Easter eggs everywhere. And the other day, when some of us were trimming bushes and stuff, we found Easter eggs. Because they had put them everywhere because we had so many, and they were down beneath the bushes. But anyway, in July, 30 children, 30 helper teenagers from Dallas, and about 8 or more of our own adult volunteers had a wonderful 3 days learning about Jonah and his adventures and then relating that to Jesus. In August, we collected school supplies and they were delivered to Brown Primary. And believe me, when Patty and I walk in there and we have these boxes full of school, man, you'd have thought we'd have given them $1 million. They were so excited to get all of those school supplies. And then in September, the whole trunk of my SUV was full of items collected, and Ian and I delivered them to the Holding Institute to help people along the border. All of those things were donated by you. For 6.5 months of this past year, we had a great youth program and over 20 young people, and the youth director and different adult volunteers coming every week and learning about Jesus and about what it means to be a Christian in our society today. And now we are rebuilding that program with volunteer adults and focusing on our junior high young people. The Smithville United Methodist Church's Love Box is still stocked. We put 4 bags with food in them into the Love Box this week, and on Saturday, 2 ladies that came for all the other activities noticed it. And they were standing over there and reading all the little signs, and I just walked over there to explain what it was, because the 4 bags of food were gone. So they had been taken out of the Love Box, which is the purpose. And then I said, they were like, well, what are all these cute little signs about the books? And I said, well, at the beginning of the summer, we had books in here, all the required reading books for the junior high and senior high, and they were amazed by that. And they said, oh, are you going to do that again? Oh, can we bring books and put it in here for people? And I was like, yeah, anything you want to donate would go in there. So the Love Box is still active and still being used. Because of your generosity, our church will pay all of our apportionments this year, and it's a big chunk of money, y'all. It's about almost close to like $30,000, okay? Right at it. Fortunately, thank you, Jesus, next year it went down a little bit. so it'll be a little bit less than that. But it'll all be paid off by the end of this month. And so you are to be commended for that. And we have also been able to do quite a few needed repairs. All you have to do is talk to Tom McClure or Tom Bettis or Doug Floyd or any of the trustees. They'll tell you. We've been fixing things all over this place. And most of them aren't real majorly noticeable, you know? It's just things that have to be fixed. And one of them, I'm looking at it today. The brand new projector, right there, amazing. I can actually see what I'm reading this morning. And the choir could see. It's beautiful, thank you. And it was not an easy process.
David Moore hung by his hand.
But, you know, this is what I'm talking about. I mean, this is, you know, I walked in and there was this huge scaffolding and they were all up there, you know, figuring out what to do. And now we have a beautiful new projector up there. So, you have paid all of the church salaries, mine and everybody, all other staff and other bills. And we are still doing pretty well financially. We're kind of even. I mean, we're doing all right. There's still money, okay? So we're doing okay. You need to know that. I've served churches that, whew, by the end of November, they're just squirming because the money's gone, okay? So, thank you. And then, on top of all of this, you have given generously above and beyond your normal tithes and offerings. To the Wesley Foundation at UT in Austin, to the Student Fund of the United Methodist Church, which was one of our special offerings, to the Harvest Sunday offering, that was way over $500 or something. To Hope for Israel, which was the organization that came and did the Seder meal last Lent, during Lent. And to one of our United Methodist missionaries from Jerusalem. He was here, he lived in Bethlehem. And he came, and many of you donated after his talk that he shared with the church. So, all of those things were above and beyond. Okay? The United Methodist Men and the Methodist Women have given scholarship money to one of our graduating seniors that graduated in May. And the generosity of one of our members has helped to establish a permanent scholarship fund, the Kathy Jean Smith Fund, for our graduating seniors in the future. Okay? So the Methodist Women will be adopting some children and an adult unless the plan changes, but they're going to adopt some people to help during the holiday season, and they do this every year. And so again, this is above and beyond what you all are, the ladies and the men are giving as their regular tithes and offerings. We also open our buildings. When I first came to the church, I actually had somebody who lived in Smithville say, you're at the First United Methodist, I don't even know where that is. And I looked at them and said, that building's been there for over 100 years, and you don't know where it is? That kind of set me back a little bit. I was just like, what? You know, that can't be happening. And so, that prompted this whole understanding of us opening up some of our buildings during the week to nonprofit organizations and not charging them to use the space. So it's not all day long every day. It's a few hours, you know, every once in a while. But we open it up for the quarterly Smithville Chamber of Commerce banquets, and there's 100 people in here. And they asked me to pray, and now I see people. I saw Judge Poppy the other day, and oh, Reverend Layton, it is so nice to see you. Okay? And he knows where this place is, right? And so do all those other folks from Smithville. And we open up to CASA, which is another nonprofit organization, and a few others every once in a while when they call and need a space. And then, our Wesley nurse who is not here today, she is not paid by the church. I don't know if you all know that. She is paid by the Methodist Healthcare Ministries. And, but we we give her her office, and the church also gives her $100 a month to use for the prizes for the bingo, the diabetic bingo. But Charlene is one of the busiest ever ready bunnies I have ever met. I mean, she is forever on the run, all right, and doing good things in this town. She's always busy helping people and offers exercise and walking classes to anyone who wishes to attend. Diabetic bingo, drug take-back days, flu shots, Sunday Sunday, and so many other ways of helping people that are just too many to list. And she has people coming into her office all the time. And so we are blessed. I've served churches in the past with Wesley nurses that were not like Charlene, as far as really being and helping and doing all the time. We also had, yesterday, the Fall Festival. That was a great day of community fun and interaction. Terry and Patty and all of the other volunteers, and I'm leaving out names, I know, made it possible. And it was a great day. Without you, all of those, many of you sitting here were here all day long yesterday. Without that, it wouldn't have happened. And so we are thankful, and it was wonderful, and hundreds of people. I really do think that came in and out of this place. At least 217 came in here. And so it was wonderful. And finally, your church staff has worked to help ensure that things run smoothly and that your questions are answered and that we have opportunities to be in ministry in and with the Smithville community. We are not perfect. Okay? I mean, today there's something in the bulletin that wasn't supposed to be. We are not perfect. But we do the best job we can to get it done and have it done well and right. And occasionally there's a boo-boo, but not intentionally at all. But I need you to know that. And if you have questions, oh my goodness, or if you just want to feel good, walk into Ashley's office. She just smiles when you walk in. Okay? Sandra did the same thing. The secretary is that first view of what our church is like. And both of them did and are doing great jobs with that. And so, I'm so thankful for all of our church staff. I mean, it's amazing. And so, this is not a complete list by any means. We have worship times on Sundays and Wednesday nights, special services on Christmas Eve and during Holy Week, which I encourage you to come to. They're going to be really, really good, the Christmas Eve and everything. We are the site for the Ministerial Alliance assistance to those in need. We're helping with that. Ashley has people in there all the time. We serve a huge Thanksgiving meal to all the city workers each year, and this year we will have a float in the Festival of Lights Parade. Okay? And if you want to be on it, we're going to be singing Christmas carols that have to do with Jesus. Okay? And so if you want to help with that, just let Miss Patty know. Okay? We support Feed the Need financially as a church, and the Gingerbread Man project in town. Ours will be right over there next to the bank on the corner. That's where they put it last year. Those gingerbread men aren't free. I don't know if you know that. You pay to have a gingerbread man. Okay? That's part of what we do. There is money in the pastor's discretionary fund to be used as I see fit when individuals come in and are in need. And then, I just wanted you to know what your administrative council, the church staff, and so many of you, all working together with the help of the Holy Spirit and the Lord's guidance, have been able to accomplish as we constantly strive to love Jesus, serve others, and offer God's grace to all. Thanks be to God. So, this isn't the normal Sunday morning sermon, but I do feel after 4 weeks of preaching about giving and stuff that it's important for you to know how your gifts of time, talents, money, all of those things go to make this church an amazing place. So, thanks be to God for each of you and all that you do. Amen. Would you please stand?